Today is going to be a view of a day in the life for a mobile fish veterinarian. So obviously I just got up and now it's time to deal with these little things. We got 3 cats, and first priority before I hit the gym this morning is making sure that they get their food. Someone is trying to play with my phone cord right now. We'll get to bed and then go hop in the gym. I have 2 appointments today. One is a big tank, and the second's going to be a koi pond. So I'll show you what it takes to get me up and going in the morning, and then I'll show you what I have to do when I get home, all the way up until I go back to bed and repeat tomorrow. So I'm going to go take care of these little monsters. And yeah, then we're going to go hit the gym. So this is our 16-year-old fluffy princess, and she gets wet food because she's having some kidney issues. And then her 2 little siblings are lurking, trying to steal her food. Right, Tracy? I'm blinking. My little alarm clock. Hey, get. Cats. Choo. Out of the kitchen. Alright, so cats have been fed and watered. Time for the gym. So, since my job is so physical, I mean, I'm lifting buckets of water and giant fish every day, I really try to stay consistent with some sort of weight-based training. Aim for 2 days a week at least, but we're really great. We have a home gym setup that has our weights, our kettlebells are behind it, we got the TRX there, we got a cage with no barbell at this point. We're still working on that. This is set up in our garage, so it's really great. Don't have to go to the gym and deal with people, which I've gone to a lot of gyms and I like being at home. That was tough. All right, now, most importantly, coffee. All right, so while I'm waiting for my coffee to finish and I'm too sticky to actually lean against the back of the couch, I usually like to spend some time in the morning doing some light business reading, some inspirational stuff, and doing some meditation, which I know I should do more frequently. In all honesty, it's kind of been a rough spring and summer for our business. I don't know if it's just the super weird long winter that we had. We kind of just skipped spring entirely, and suddenly, boom, summer. And calls have just not been coming in, and it's a little bit weird, and for a business owner, it's a little scary. So I've been stressing out quite a bit and trying to pull in income from other sources, trying to just spread the word about fish veterinarians, which is why our social, I've been trying to put some content out every single day and make more of these videos. But yeah, with our business, the kind of niche that we're in, we're kind of it. There's a couple part-time docs out there that, again, have other sources of income, but when it comes to all aquatic pet fish practices, yeah, we've written the operations manual for a lot of it, and when the calls don't come in, and I've been, doing all our usual tricks, there was an issue with our spring postcards this year. We had our own address, unfortunately, was like superimposed right below the deliverable address, and I think it just got the deliveries because I got like half my postcards returned to me. So if you're one of my clients, you didn't get your spring postcard, sorry about that. We're getting ready to send out another batch. But yeah, it's a little weird, a little scary. So we're gonna get our coffee and read for a bit, and then go ahead and do some meditation, try to kind of de-stress before we hop on the road. Oh, and there's the timer for the coffee. And somebody wanted to be on camera. Hi, Trixie. I know you're purring right now. She was very popular when we were Zooming all the time. She just wanted to sit up like this and get your chin scratches, right? This is all they want in the world. Cats are great, aren't you? Run away. So for breakfast, which I usually end up forgetting just because I get too distracted by other things going around in the morning, I have tried to be better about it. It was one of my goals when we kind of came across this period of there's nothing else to do. So this morning we have lovely peanut butter muffins, staple growing up. So yeah, cat. All right, breakfast, coffee, gym, shower, change. One fun thing about being a vet is you get to go to work in your pajamas, pretty much. Found the world's best scrub pants, and it's really great for me, especially because I'm out there kneeling down, rolling around in the dirt, to have something that I can move around in. So we're gonna do some meditation and then head upstairs to our office and do some work. And now it's time for good old office time. One of the parts that takes a lot of work sometimes behind the scenes is doing our social media, our blogs, our newsletters, which is what I gotta do today. I have some videos I'm editing, and unfortunately I lost some of the video files. I was cleaning out my computer because it's gotten too big, or too many files with all the movies that I've been working on. So I think I might have deleted the wrong files, so I had to charge up my camera, and hopefully we'll find those missing videos. I have about an hour until I need to head out on the road, so I'm going to try to download these, get the newsletter at least started, decide what I'm talking about, get some content on there. Then we're going to pack up the car and head on the road. All right, so getting ready to head out on the road. One thing I have to do is pack up my car. Had 2 pond appointments a couple days ago before the holiday, so everything is currently washed and dried. I just gotta put it all back in my car. So do that, refill my water, make sure I have my snacks, and we're gonna head out on the road. We are all packed up and ready to get out on the road, headed over the hill to San Jose, where we have a little betta fish that had some sort of issue with getting stuck in part of its filter. I'm not sure exactly what happens. I think it was just the little foam kind of attachment that somehow fell off and he got stuck in there. We're just going to make sure that he's doing okay and that the rest of his environment is conducive to him healing properly. Second is a koi pond, I believe it's in the same area, that unfortunately added a fish from a reputable dealer, and now the entire pond is sick. So we're gonna go check that out, probably be doing some parasite medications, maybe some viral testing, we'll see. 'Tis the season, finally. Yes, still have wet hair. I don't do really much in the mornings, no makeup, because obviously it's just gonna sweat off. I do try to take very good care of my skin with lots of moisturizer and sunscreen. So much sunscreen. I have more in the car. I usually slather it on, you know, when I'm getting close to my appointment. But yeah, so the makeup hair is just gonna kind of stay like this, and then it dries, and I have a brush here. I'll just brush it out when I get there, and then we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get on the road, and we'll see what's going on with our little betta friend. All right, so with our betta today, apparently the baffle, so a little foam sponge the owner keeps on the outflow from the tank to kind of keep the fish from being pushed around, fell off. It's a little tube structure, and somehow the fish ended up swimming into it and was stuck in there for about 4 to 5 hours. Had a lot of skin sloughing, the eyes were cloudy, but this is normal when you're stuck with a lot of stuff on your skin that's not supposed to touch, surrounded by bacteria. Thankfully, she's doing great. Otherwise, she's still eating, has a little bit of decreased appetite and energy because the owner has been fasting her. Why do you fast your fish? It doesn't make any sense to me. But we got our lovely little water sample. Owner mentioned that they had an ammonia issue about a month and a half ago, which is really weird for an established tank, but at that point she did probably end up adding the India almond leaves, which can kind of change your filter's biologic activity. So we're just gonna test everything. I'm back down in the parking garage because I try to, for indoor tanks, do my sampling and then bring it outside because, as you've seen with my water samples, I tend to just fling water around and I feel bad when there's hardwood floors. I took this out into the light, but this is our little beta's pH. Oh, I tested this twice. Yeah, that's bad. We're gonna test our KH here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 0. We're gonna test our tap water here to see if it's coming in that bad or if it's just something in that environment that's pulling the pH down. This could exactly be why her ammonia decided to suddenly take a trip up and start elevating if the pH suddenly changed, especially this low. All right, so tested the KH and it was 0. So we got a sample of tap water. We're gonna see what we're starting with and if it's this guy's fault or if there's something else going on in the water that we have to fix in order to make it a safe environment for this little beta. So we are starting with the pH around 8.5. So every time she's doing a 50% water change with 8.5 water in a 4.6 tank, oh, these poor little fish, we're putting them through so much. Yeah, that is a significant hassle, and she's probably very lucky her fish isn't dead from all those changes. Man, these fish are resilient, and we're gonna check our KH here in a second. All right, so for little beta, again, terrible water quality. She's doing fine. Otherwise, she's still eating, she's still swimming around. Really kind of the best case scenario when you have water quality issues. And with the kind of what we call old tank syndrome, a lot of fish don't show clinical signs. She had a few episodes of kind of odd body positioning. Owner thought it was swim bladder related, which in these guys usually is always water quality related. So gonna do lots of little tiny water changes, and in 2 weeks she's gonna give us a call back and we'll see how she's doing and then reassess from there. But in the meantime, it's literally in the same building. So we have our lovely little snack break. We're head about 20 minutes up the road. We got a pond that they added a fish from a, again, supposedly reputable dealer, and now all the fish are sick. So we're gonna go figure out what's going on with those guys. All right, so we have a little bit of time before we get started on our next appointment. And in the meantime, we're gonna throw on some sunscreen. Yes, since I was in, a parking garage for the last one, do you really need the sunscreen? But we'll just take this time to talk about buying fish. Again, we are asked many times, where is the best place to buy fish from? If there is one dealer that actually knows what the heck they're doing when it comes to biosecurity and quarantine, and the answer is none of them do. If one of these, coy dealers would just wise up to the fact that if we, worked with them to come up with a biosecurity plan and actually, take care of their fish, they would probably outsell everyone in the area just because we'd be recommending them. But since I am who I am, unfortunately, it's not the case. So there is no dealerships, at least in our area, maybe in other parts of the world, that knows what they're doing when it comes to biosecurity and quarantine. So all the fish are suspect to either have bacteria, parasites, or viruses, which is why we strongly, strongly recommend that no matter where you buy your fish from, whether it's online, dealer down the street, neighborhood pond, that you quarantine your fish separately for 4 to 6 weeks. I know, nobody wants to hear this, but that's really going to be the safest thing for your fish, because if you just drop them in, like we have with this pond, you're potentially unleashing something deadly into your pond that could kill a lot of fish. So I'm hoping there's something else going on, that this isn't some sort of horrific outbreak that we have to deal with. If it's just a parasite, you're fine. We're gonna put some meds in the water. Bacteria, put them all in med food. If it's a virus, well, unfortunately, we're all in trouble. So, unfortunately, there is no reputable place to buy fish from. I guess online has less risk than in person, just because those are usually coming straight from the wholesalers. And if a fish doesn't, you know, go through the transit of going to the pet store and mixing with all those fish there, there's less of a chance. But also to point out, since, you know, I did run a store for a while, retailers will make more money off you if they sell you sick fish, because then they'll sell you the medications to treat the fish as well. Sad, but true. I'm gonna finish typing up my notes from the first one, because again, we were in a parking garage. I didn't really get a signal, because usually I'll email the clients their list of instructions afterwards, and I had no signal. So now I'm outside. We're a little bit south of Oakland right now, just in a neighborhood, and we're gonna go check out a pond. Give me about 10 minutes, then we'll head on out. Still got 4 fish in there. The new kid is still there. I'll pull the big one out and see what's going on. So water checked out okay. First 2 fish I pulled out didn't really look that bad, but the 3rd fish I pulled out, he's got a really red tummy. Trying to kind of pinpoint what's been going on. They have added some treatments to the pond at various times, so this case is a little tricky. I suspect it might be a parasite, if not 2, and we unfortunately can't rule out viruses as well, so we're going to be sending these guys gills off for virus samples. There's a great PCR test available at UC Davis. Tests for spring viremia of carp, which is very rare, but it is an OIE reportable disease, koi herpes virus, carpedema virus, and carpox, which they aren't showing now, but it comes in the, it's cheaper to do all 4 than it is to do the 3 individuals, so we're just going to do all 4. Okay, so likely think it's a parasite. Given the history, again, this is a very thorough history the owner put together, highlighted and everything with all the different fish. Given the history and what they added to the pond, I'm suspecting this was a gill fluke, Dactylogyrus. It's a monogenean trematode. Gonna have them continue the treatment that they already applied, since it seems to be effective. We're gonna offer them some food and see if they eat it, and then go ahead and prescribe a medicated feed just to cover any sort of secondary bacterial infections. And we're also sending out for viral testing. So we're just gonna cover all the bases with this to make sure that these fish aren't going to, they're not gonna lose any more of these fish. So I have about an hour drive. I gotta run home, grab a cooler and some ice and some packing supplies, and then we're going to the world's greatest UPS store to get this shipped out to Davis overnight. All right, so it's just about 3 o'clock. Made it back from UPS. Box is headed out. Be there at the lab tomorrow, run the PCR test and see what's going on. Took my car to the car wash. You can actually like see out the windows now. It's pretty awesome. Probably indicates how dirty my car was. Yeah, usually again 3 o'clock, pretty good hour to knock off and just chill out for a bit, but kind of want to finish up the projects that I had going this morning. So newsletter, was waiting for some images on my phone to download, and that didn't cooperate. And trying to put another video together very slowly. We had film feed from 2 different cameras. So, oh, make that 3 different cameras. So it's taken a little time. And then we'll see if some cats want to bother us, but we're heading back to the computer. All right, so video is compiling. We're gonna go let some cats romp outside. So, hey, Blinken, go outside. Come on, let's go outside. Lead the way. Any kittens in there? Nope. All right, let's go outside. Fluff kitten, Trixie, come on. You girls want to go outside? Come on, go outside. Lead the way, Blinken. All right, we're ready. Go. Anyone else? Any other takers? Oh, here we got one. And the last one. Takes your time. All right, kitten's outside. Oh, kisses. Oh, outside. We mostly have to make sure this one doesn't try to jump the fence and go to the neighbor's yard. But here we have our lovely little goldfish pond. They're getting bigger. So we're gonna do some feed trials with these guys, mostly just see how quickly food passes through the GI tract, which can have implication for oral medications. But right now they're just in the get bigger phase, and they're definitely getting there. They used to be about a third of that size, made it through winter, and now they're getting a little bit bigger. All right, little sheeps, me, back in the barn. Come on, come on, going back in the barn. Come on, mush. We got a good half-hour sunshine. All going back inside. There we go. I know. You're all ready to come inside, so I brought the little ones in too. 1, 2, 3. All right, so video is uploading. Hopefully, we'll see. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna study for my boards. So the new fish boarded specialty was just approved by ABVP a couple months ago, and I will be sitting for my exam in November. So I'm gonna be focusing on the part of aquatics that I really don't know. Don't have a ton of experience with aquaculture. I mean, I know the basics, but I know there's a lot of other stuff that I'm just blissfully unaware of because I deal with pet fish. So we got a bunch of books, we got all the rest of the library up there, top shelf. Gonna have to go through all those, and all the printed journals are right here. I've made a good dent in that so far, but unfortunately, when it was being printed, they 3-hole punched the wrong side, so I'm reading it backwards, like I'm reading from the right to the left. So give my brain about an hour with that, or waiting for that to upload, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish that up and get it done for the day. How do you know when your brain is done studying? When you've read the same abstract 3 times and nothing's going in. I only got 5 minutes left on the timer, so I'm gonna call it a day with the studying. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the shower, mostly just get the sunscreen off, and then we're gonna go ahead and heat up some leftovers for dinner. All right, another awkward counter height video. So for dinner tonight, I have leftover turkey taco bowls. I love using an app called Mealime. Basically, they have tons of meals you can choose from. You can sort it by what's healthy, if you're vegan, if you're gluten-free. And essentially what it does is it will, you know, you plan, I want these 3 meals. Is it 2 servings? Is it 4 servings? And then they'll make you a shopping list, which is awesome. You'll grab everything that you need. They can kind of optimize it to make sure that you're like cutting down on food waste, so a lot of things overlap. And then you can go ahead and do your shopping, and then you gotta cook for yourself, which I really like to do most days. Thankfully, the other human in the house likes to cook as well, so it's usually his job to, you know, do that, but he's working till late tonight, so I'm on my own. But we got leftover rice, salsa, and then turkey with taco seasonings, and then a little cut up avocado on top. It's one of my favorites. It's super easy to cook. It's also super tasty. So really looking forward to this. Now time for kitten cuddle time. Watching Bake Off, kind of. Reading a book, playing on my phone, getting loved on by a really cute kitten. Got another one in the back of the couch. But yeah, just winding down for the day. Got another hour and a half before I start getting ready for bed. What do you think, Lincoln? I know. Happy loving kitten. Alright, so yes, it is still a little bit of light out, but I am exhausted, ready for bed. Got a fluff cat, ready for bed as well. I got my journal and Kindle. We're gonna read a little bit before bed. Nothing too heavy this time of night, or else I'm not gonna be able to sleep. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me in the day of life of a fish veterinarian, and hopefully we'll be able to get some sleep and do it all again tomorrow. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.